Liz, this area along North Flagler Drive looks nothing like this when it rains. The residents who live here tell me it floods so bad it's actually up past their boots, inches deep with gross, murky water that smells like sewage, and they say the city is not moving quickly enough to do something about it.
The water comes up and it starts to slip up on Flagler, starts to roll through my gates, comes to the door, sometimes goes through the door.
It's not just the amount of water Sumner Kay and his neighbors are concerned about.
The water that's coming here is brown and murky looking.
The first 48 hours after it rains and the streets are flooded, it reeks of raw sewage. And it smells toxic. It even smells toxic inside our homes.
While the streets is clear, Nedra Obradovich shows me some of the problem areas.
It's actually impossible to drive through, and it's not just here. It carries on around the block to another street.
Carl Flake, president of the Northwood Shores Neighborhood Association, has been leading the charge to get the city to do something about it. Flake says the city purchased this property for nearly $3 million to build a retention pond that would drain the water. But he says it hasn't solved the flooding problem.
The problem is the infrastructure along this roadway, that it can't handle the water that is flash flooding along here. And so this whole road needs to be redone.
Scott Kelly, assistant city administrator for the city of West Palm Beach, tells me the property will serve a greater purpose.
Without purchasing the property, without tearing down the home, because we actually physically had to tear down the house. Without doing that, we wouldn't be able to install the pipe that's necessary to drain the area. So it was necessary that we had to do that.
Hopefully, the large pipe the city plans to install will keep this neighborhood from looking like a disaster zone every time it rains.
Kelly says the city is in the final stages of a design engineering plan for this area. They say they're also in the process of hiring a design engineer to get this going. But the people who live here say this is not fast enough because this process could take years to complete. In West Palm Beach, AJ Walker, CBS 12 News.
Thanks, AJ.